Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Clara, and I know it's hot over here. I know you're all pretty bored after hearing so many speeches, but let me ask you to pay attention for 5 interesting minutes about science fiction. You know, science fiction is not always as far-fetched as we think it is. Science fiction is closer to life than you can imagine. Today, I am here to tell you about the power of imagination. I assume you all know Star Wars, right? You've seen the movies, you know Luke Skywalker, the spaceships traveling faster than light. You've seen the aliens, planets that look just like Earth. You've seen it all. And still, when I ask people here in the audience, do you think it could ever become reality? Most of you will say, no, of course not. Why would we think it could become reality? Scientists have proven it is impossible. And you see, that's our problem in this society. We live in a society today where we think everything can be explained with a few simple mathematical equations. Truth is, we can't explain everything. We simply can't. For example, the spaceships traveling faster than light. We can't explain them. And then we have two solutions for this problem. First one, we don't think of it. Very lazy. Second one, we declare it science fiction. And it's that second option I want to talk about today. But in order to understand our present time, we need to take a look back at the past. My great-grandmother used to say, man will never reach the moon. It is impossible, you know. The Lord doesn't want it. She died in 1961, 8 years before the great moon landing. I hear you all thinking, what if she had lived 8 years longer? She could have seen her own science fiction come true. The conclusion we draw from this little anecdote is very simple, in fact. What we consider science fiction today might not always be regarded that way. It might even become reality one day. So we've taken a look at the past, we've taken a look at our present time. How about the future? Because that's all what science fiction is all about. If I imagine the world in, let's say, 200 years, I see my brother right over there watching 3D television with a commercial pops up and a guy promotes a holiday to Venus, for example. I see my mother come home from the grocery store at the moon, and I see my neighbor, for example, walking to his very own spaceship in his backyard. It could become a real situation, an everyday situation. And I know it seems impossible, but hey, it is all science fiction. It's all about the mind. Science fiction is not just a term we invented. Science fiction is a world you create inside your head. And if your dreams, this world, will become reality, that's an entirely different question. But hey, we can still dream about it, can't we? In fact, isn't it through dreams, through vivid imagination, that the world can really change? I'll give you an example. Humans have always wanted to fly. Think about your childhood stories. About fairies, witches, dragons, angels. They have one thing in common. They can all fly. And everyone thought it was impossible for humans to fly until somewhere up until the 1800s, when two men, the brothers Wright, made the impossible happen. They built an airplane, and for the first time ever in history, they flew. Think about it. What characterizes us humans more than the striving to go faster, to go higher, to make something better? I'm telling you this today because we are together here with a lot of young people. And let's face it, we are your next generation after all. We are the ones who will take the next step towards the future. That's why I dare you to dream. I dare you to believe in your dreams. Because it is just like Albert Einstein once said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Thank you.
Hi. What is the present science fiction dream that you would like to see realized?
I would like to see humans occupy another planet. For example, I would like to see people go to Mars and actually live there. There are already plans to do that, you know. It's a project by a Dutch company, I think, who wants to send a few people to Mars, and then they will live there for the rest of their lives, but they will build up an entire civilization. So that's one of the projects I would really like to see realized in our future.
Do we need this science fiction to become a reality, or is it just a bonus?
Is it just
A bonus.
a bonus? Well, I think science fiction is the first step towards realizing something. Science fiction is all about the dream, is about imagining what your next step is going to be. So I think we really need science fiction to go beyond what we think is our limit.
What is the difference between science fiction and imagination?
There is no difference, really. There is no difference. Well, science fiction, like I just said, it's all about the world you create inside your head. Science fiction is a direct product of your imagination. So that's why there is no difference, really.
Should we leave science fiction to engineers?
No, no, definitely not. I just told you, I dare you to dream. I don't dare engineers to dream. I dare you to dream. Like I just said, we are your next generation. We as youth, we're the ones who will take the next step towards the future, and imagining that future, striving to make something better, is what we need to do, really.
When thinking about science fiction, we easily imagine space, flying cars. How do we motivate someone who dreams of finding a cure for cancer, which is a little bit less flashy than moving to Mars?
A bit less flashy, indeed, you could say. Well, recently I heard someone telling me about this cancer research, and science fiction plays a great role in that. For example, they are planning, some engineers, some bioengineers, like just said, they are planning to create this little sort of robots, really, to inject in somebody's body with cancer. The robot will find the disease and then will destroy it from inside the body. So that's a way science fiction can contribute to a healthcare issue, for example. That's a way to motivate people to look beyond the space issues and also look for the healthcare problems.
Is it a goal in your life to realize some aspects of science fiction?
Yes, really. My goal to study, really, I want to become an engineer, a civil engineer. So I am definitely thinking about realizing these dreams, about building things in the near future, things I can accomplish. And I think the dreams are the things that motivate me to go study the civil engineering and to go do things, what I think is still science fiction today, but will become reality tomorrow. Thank you.
Mr. Smet.